So the Leafs have put Jake Muzzin on LTIR, joining two other defensemen already on the list, Timothy Liljegren and Dmen. Those three absences are going to test the Leafs' defensive depth in an already challenging start to the season. So what happens now? Well, I've got a short-term solution that could make sense for the team in the long run. So stick around. As Gary Bettman once said, you're going to want to hear this. Late last season, the Leafs had to put Muzzin on LTIR after a concussion knocked him out of the lineup. Now he's back on LTIR after suffering what the team described as a neck injury. The move opens up some cap space, and I think the Leafs have to take advantage of that while considering the long-term health of the veteran defenseman. No one's going to say it, but there's a possibility Muzzin is done for the season. If that's the case, the Leafs have to add a player now and get him integrated early on so he's battle-tested for the playoffs. There's been a lot of talk about the Buds getting in on the Jacob Chychrun sweepstakes, but I don't see a benefit to that move. Yes, he's 24 and he's signed through the next two seasons on a $4.6 million cap hit, but he's recovering from an injury himself, and his track record suggests he's just not a durable player. Plus, he's a left-sided D, and the Leafs have enough of those to go around. So I'm going to make a case for three other D-men who could make the Leafs better now and in the postseason. Matt Dumba's 28 and on an expiring $6 million salary with the Minnesota Wild. In 10 seasons with the Wild, he's been a steady and effective right-shot defenseman with some offensive pop, notching a career-high 50 points the 1 year he played all 82 games. He's playoff tested, having racked up 13 points in 43 postseason games. He's known as a workhorse and has averaged over 22 minutes of ice time in his 6 games with the Wild so far this season. But his last 4 seasons have all been cut short due to injury. So there is that risk. New Jersey's Damon Severson is also 28 and also on an expiring contract worth just $4.1 million a year. In 8 seasons with the Devils, he's been known as a durable, dependable right-shot defenseman. In 6 of those 8 seasons, he's played in 69 games or more. At 6'2", 205, he's a big body with a long reach. Not typically known as a productive D-man, his offensive numbers are actually quite similar to Dumba's, topping out at a career-high 46 points just last season. Closer to home, 31-year-old Danny DeKeyser's on a PTO with the Marlies after an adequate 10-year career with the Red Wings. He went 5 straight seasons playing 65 games or more on a sad sack Detroit team that basically hasn't had a sniff of the playoffs in 6 years. He's got a 6'3" frame, but he's not overly physical. Plus, he's a left-sided D-man, and the Leafs have an abundance of those. All three have played over 500 NHL games, and all three are more than capable of giving you second pair minutes as a replacement for Muzzin. If I were to make a move now for a depth defenseman, I would go after the Devils' Severson. He's on a team-friendly cap hit, he has size and strength, and he's shown he can contribute offensively. And since he's on an expiring contract, he could probably be had now for a reasonable return. But the price is likely going to be a lot more costly the closer we get to the trade deadline as the market heats up for right-sided defensemen. Well, let me know what you think. Should the Leafs deal for D-man now? And if so, who would you go after if you were Kyle Dubas? Leave a comment and check us out on all our socials for more content. For the Blue Line, I'm Blasis.